Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's me, Nisi, and my son, Alex.
I'm a dude doing things.
Hey, I'm just jumping on here real quick because I wanted to share a couple of videos that Buffy, shout out to Buffy. Buffy sent me a video from, oh my God, I forgot the guy's name. Something.
Daniel Voigt.
Yeah, Daniel Voigt. Is it Daniel Voigt?
That's what you said.
Yeah, and he's actually colleagues with Ben Davidson over at Suspicious blah, blah, blah.
Suspicious Observer.
Suspicious Observers. Hey, Alberto. And so basically this is going to tie into what we were discussing, the Nibiru, return of the Marduk, Wormwood, Nibiru, the planet of the crossing, all right, in conjunction with the pole excursion. That is going to happen. So the videos are kind of long, okay, so you have to break them up. What I'm going to send you is I'm going to post tonight 2 videos in the group, and you guys just check it out when you have time. And then we're going to cross-reference that, or I'm going to cross-reference that with the Nibiru data that I got from Gerald Clark, Zachariah Sitchin, Dr. Harrington, as well as I'm missing one other person. But I'm trying to... Gil Broussard. So I'm trying to make sure that I bring both of these pieces of the puzzle together to explain what's actually going to take place, right? So I know it's a lot of data, it's a lot of information, and this is doom and gloom, really, truly. But it's a transformation, so to speak,
it's
right?
Not doom and gloom.
Speak up.
It's not doom and gloom, and they can hear me. It's not. Everyone was told what was going to happen before it happens. This all happened for a reason. Stop angling it towards me.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it where it was. It's all happening for a reason. It's all going to happen for, it was told, it was foretold. All the conditions are set. All the conditions are met. Keep on telling everyone it's a dream. It's a simulation. You got to get back into the dream. You become a lich. You become undead, technically. You're dreaming with the Creator again. You're the singularity's open and you're known inside the quantum field. That's what happens. So everything else that's happening, it's a dream world. Hey, is it going to send off a magnetic pulse and do all this stuff? Yeah. Or is it going to make an illusion where this is happening for some people and they're going crazy? Is it going to happen for these people over there going crazy? Or all these people over here going to be crazy? All of a sudden everyone's just going crazy because it was all one big dream? And the physics and stuff don't have to apply to the one that made it? Do what he wants? No idea what this guy's going to do.
Right. So basically, what I was going to say when we were off camera, we were talking about it, I was saying this is not good. This is pretty much the books that Mr. Voigt has wrote. You know, he's wrote like 4 of them. I've just ordered them, so they're going to be here on Amazon Prime probably in 2 days. But got to read those before I do this presentation because I did promise you guys I was going to do that. But I'm saying all this to say is that in my mind, this is a celestial clock. So it could be Nibiru comes in, sets off the sun goes off the solar flares, the CMEs, and it starts the clock. The earth stops spinning, right? Okay. And the excursion, the poles flip, and then we start spinning again, clockwise, like we're supposed to be. So this is a clock. But what Alex was saying is that from what he sees and what he understands is that, hey, Buffy, thank you so much for sending me that video. From what he sees and what he understands from returning to the one is that this is judgment. This is it. This is the end of a time cycle, right?
This is the end of time period.
Because
you're supposed to go into the world where no one dies, the 5th world. The Hopi prophecy tells you all this. Revelations is matching up with the prophecy. All the teachings are going together.
Yes.
Not all of them, but a lot of the things are happening in different measures. And it's happening, but just not until the way you may expect it, because riddles. The dude is the master of riddles, and he wants the children to like figure out his riddles. So the cycles happen inside circles. Everything you can see, like overt ones and personal ones. Like I went through all Revelations already. Already done with it.
Right.
But now it's in a larger clock. Different actions are happening on the outside.
Let me ask you this. When we were talking just a minute ago before we set up for this video, we were saying, I was saying, well, why doesn't the government come clean and tell everybody what's really going to happen? Because we're pretty much out of time. We're up against the clock now. It's going to happen. And that was his response. What would that mean? Cause mass panic for everybody.
There's 7 billion people on a planet.
7.6 billion.
So what are you going to do? What are you going to do? One government admits it, all the governments start admitting it. What are they going to do? How you stop it?
I mean, they have underground bases. And they have supplies.
That's going to collapse.
That's what Alex was saying. Yeah. There's nowhere you can hide. They think they can go underground, but if it's the end of the cycle count or the end of time, it's not going to make a difference where you are.
Hell, if you go underground, you're locked underground. Do you know what type of things can pull through the void underground? Where they've been doing all these rituals? Do you really want to be down there with all the ritual people? What they've built?
No. And Doug Voigt was saying that the reason why they built these pyramids all around the world could have been not only for power, to power the cities, but also to have in times of a cataclysm. So, I mean, what he states is if you have a wave that's coming up 1,000 miles high, and so, yep, the tectonic plates will move. Exactly.
The people who built it were in communication with the one.
Yes. Correct. Yeah, they were.
Well, you think they need to be protected from whatchamacallit?
I don't know, but that was just his theory.
They put like an energy barrier around the location. So everything was built in circles.
Right. Everything's built on ley lines, portals, energy. Yep.
Circle dome, the Star Wars thing they were trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
It'd just be made at a concentrated spiritual energy. That's how they made it through the first time, some of them. They had their own personal Merkaba activated. And they entered back into Dream World. While all the stuff was going on.
So they can't build.
They're sitting right here.
But they were protected. Yeah.
Hey, it's only something you can do for yourself.
So this is very interesting.
I mean, technically, I guess you could, if you were strong enough, you'd be able to, like, make a dome. Or if you're pure dream, you could do whatever. But
so I guess my point was to make this video real quick is to introduce these videos, right, that I'm going to post. And I'm going to have to at least read one or two of his books before I do this video. So I'm going to push this back a little bit further out. And who knows, we may be running out of time before I get this video out.
No, it's not going to be that soon.
But I just want to make sure that you guys understand that what I'm looking at is the data from Nibiru, okay, and also the pole excursion, and how these two may interact with each other, according to the ancient text. Because you got two different things coming on that probably could set...
You watch Al Bielchik,
Mm-hmm.
his interview, he went to the future doing the project Philadelphia project.
Mm-hmm, Philadelphia
Working
project.
on the ship with Tesla and Einstein.
Mm-hmm.
They jumped overboard and they got caught into a future translux wave of some sort. And he ended up inside like 2135, and the world was rearranged because of the thing that happened between, they say, 2021 and 2025. There's an event that occurred.
2021 and 2025. So yeah.
There was an event that
5
occurred.
years.
Edgar Casey said the same thing with the Casey map.
Edgar Casey said the same thing. Okay.
He said that there's going to be an earth change. Pole shift and stuff like that.
Pole shift, okay. So basically my whole point is, should we be angry with the United States? Should we be angry with all these governments around the world for keeping the truth from us?
What would it do?
I mean, they need to come clean and tell people.
What would it do?
Where is the safest place they could try to survive if they do survive? Because there's going to be something.
All you're going to do is have a whole bunch of people go to the safe place.
And fight and argue and bicker, probably.
without enough resources, and they break out disease and cause all this other stuff. People don't know how to take care of themselves in the first place. You know, you want to put everyone together onto the safe place.
Well, I think there's safety in numbers, but
That's why I said there's nowhere that's safe.
But Douglas Voigt even says it's going to take more than a few hundred people. It's going to take more than 1,000 people. It's going to take governments to put a plan into action and to make sure that there are some survivors. Now, who knows what that's going to be? I would say it's going to be underground.
If I was a government, and
she said, if there's no escape, why cause the panic, though?
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But
I've been saying it the whole time.
I still think some people should know.
No.
And then when you tell people, they think you're nuts.
Your government?
What?
You find the brightest and smartest people and get them to be near the location during the time frame you expect it to happen, and you have them survive there. You don't tell a bunch of dumbasses.
Okay.
I'm just ever thinking, like, do you understand the general populace and how intelligent they are?
Yeah, right.
They're not.
They're not, yeah. You're right.
They shut down their feathered serpent, and they refuse to dream and go back into the thing. So,
all right, Buffy, I guess you and Alex win on that one.
why? What would you do? You wouldn't do anything.
It's sad, though, because so many people are living their lives clueless as to what's about to take place.
Everyone's living in a damn dream.
I know. But until you wake up from the dream.
I know, but still.
And that's the thing.
They're in a dream.
So
this is a dream.
Once we present this information, and once I present this information, then we need to be focusing on how to get...
What the hell is wrong with these people?
Yeah, how to get out of the dream, how to wake up. And that is where we talk about the meditation and the heart rate variability, the breathing to help, and to focus on decalcifying your pineal gland.
You got to understand the symbols and signs. You have to be childlike, okay? You have to go back to early memories. Now,
yeah.
And I go back to when I was little, I played Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. There's 6 temples inside there, and the 6 temples come together to go to the 7th, the Temple of Light, which is where the sword is, the Master Sword. Symbols and signs. 6 chakras, 1 Padma, which they call a 7th chakra, but it's not a chakra. It's a Padma.
Okay.
It's a lotus. It opens. So...
Yes, exactly. Spiritual connection with the Creator. Absolutely. That's the only way we're going to wake up and survive what's coming. Because we're going to transcend.
You gotta know, it's not even be transcend. People drop all these big words. They don't understand the things that are going on. It's like, it's all going to be transcendent. Space Force is done lost and went inside their own dream. Like, for aspects of
when
them.
I say transcendence, I basically mean that you're going to change. You're not going to have this vessel that you're in right now. Okay.
So too.
You know.
So too.
Well, if there's a meteor shower that hits, you're going to burn up. You know what I'm saying?
And then who says your body won't grow back?
That's true too. I'm looking at it from a realistic perspective. I know I am a body of light or energy.
In a dream.
Yeah, I'm energy. And yes, I'm in a dream, but I need to wake up from that. I understand that.
You understand what happens inside dreams and how unrealistic the things can be?
Yeah.
So you're saying realistic inside of a dream?
I'm trying to be rational because this is a lot of information.
Sometimes
it's a lot of depressing information, though, at that. Because you go through stages of grief. You go through denial. You go through anger, you know. So this information is difficult to process. At best.
I don't know why you've been told us since you were little. You read it in Revelations.
I know, but now it's actually happening. And it's one thing to hear it when you're a child and listen, but now that you're an adult and you have families and you have people that you love and care about, not to say that you didn't then, but now you're on a different level and you understand what's coming, it's disheartening. It is.
These niggas can't be allowed to leave this planet.
I know.
Oh, they already showed what they would do in Avatar. They'd go to another planet, hurt their young, tear down things, harvest resources. They showed inside Gundam what happens if Earth goes to space without being united.
That's true.
They have space colonies of different nations.
That's
they break
true.
out into war between colonies and the Earth factions and all this stuff. It just gets messy. Everything's going to get messy. The way that they are now, their whole future is nothing but conflict.
So this is
Might as
basically
well cut
judgment.
that off.
This is the end
We're
of
doing
time.
something differently. Okay? We're going into a new world. We're making a new.
So basically,
thing.
this is a recreation of the creation.
Yeah, the system's updating itself. These people aren't doing the thing. You're supposed to be trying to get back into the dream. You're chasing money. You're chasing this. Chasing that. This and that. You're supposed to be looking on the outside, see what's on the inside, and the inside reflecting on the outside. And you see how everything goes together and becomes like this balance point. So.
And then that's a lot. Because a lot of people don't have balance. You're right.
Well, so
You're absolutely
you haven't
right.
even practiced the basics of being a being. Fairly little understanding of how to control a body beyond the running and basic aspects of like a video game character. Like, people don't know how to do the things. It's supposed to be able to tap into your dream. You go back to the creator, connect, and next thing you know, you get cleared to use your powers. Because you know, you built an acceptable character. You're not going to use your powers irresponsibly. You're going to fulfill your role, though, at the same time. So people like me are just like, oh, destruction's coming. And when that destruction comes and that light flashes, and I update and get my body, go back into dream.
That makes sense.
Out here,
That makes sense.
I'm laying down the motherfucker.
So, shout out to Buffy. Thank you so much for sending me that information. Doug Voigt is actually a colleague of Ben Davidson, and Ben Davidson is the gentleman that I post a lot of videos from Suspicious Observers. I actually went to their website, signed up for their website, and also have the app on my phone that I paid for. So I get daily updates of earthquakes, space weather news, the sun, solar flares, the atmosphere, the magnetic, the tracking of the poles and things like that. So all of that's in his app, and I have that app. So I would highly recommend you guys go to suspiciousobservers.com and check out their website. Also subscribe to their YouTube channel. But yeah, they are good colleagues. They're good friends, and he mentions them. He mentions Ben Davidson extensively in the videos that I've watched so far, Buffy. Oh, no problem. No, you actually did that. I actually knew about Doug Voigt, but I hadn't seen his stuff because he was in Ben Davidson's Adam and Eve story. If you go to Suspicious Observers, and they have a playlist, I think it's Earth Cataclysms or Earth Catastrophe series. I think it's 2019 is what it's titled. On his playlist under that YouTube site, you'll be able to see that Doug Voigt is actually in his videos. So I knew about Doug Voigt, but I had never actually watched any of his stuff. So it's really good to connect the pieces. And shout out to you for picking that up and seeing that, because big ups to you, because a lot of people are not paying attention. They just don't know. So to answer, another young lady in our neighborhood had sent me a message a couple of days ago, and she had asked me about safe places here in the United States. I will reshare that video that Ben Davidson did a couple of months ago, as he talks about some of the places that he thinks would be safe. But like Alex and I are both saying, or like Alex is saying, it really is no place that's going to be safe here.
If it's final judgment, and the dude that lives is looking outside your eyes and it's constantly there, because they said the Lord of love is within everyone's hearts, in the heart of hearts, which means the dude's constantly there, and he's watching every single decision you make. And it's your own, like, inner also consciousness is feeding him this information. Like, there's layers and levels to this that are involved inside strange ways and angles. Places you're not used to taking your mind.
Right.
So...
But you're saying basically there's really no place to hide.
No, he's going to choose who he chooses. He's going to choose who he wants and stuff like that. And then we might do a continuation. And over time, as life is fertile and creative, the ones that died will be reincarnated. And we'll go ahead and go on with teaching the actual spiritual lessons and getting everyone back into the dream.
As per the lost teachings
because
of Atlantis.
Ohana means family, and family means no one gets left behind.
So eventually we will come back.
Gotta be childlike. I mean, you don't leave your family behind.
Anyway,
But
that's
you
what
just
I've
need
read
to
in the
have
lost
the
teachings.
proper
So
thing. I mean, the ones that cause all the chaos and mayhem, stuff like that, oh, they're getting very special treatments.
bowels of Saturn as a protoplast.
No, there's something worse than that.
Something worse than the bowels of Saturn?
Oh, yeah.
That is known as hell.
Oh, no, there's definitely way worse hells that I saw.
Oh, wow.
You don't understand.
So, Buffy, we need to go back to the one. We need to make it back now while we have time.
He dreams with everyone.
Yes.
This is emerged from the dream thought particles, all the stuff. It's all this quantum thing. Like the atoms all have know where each other are, and they're all interlaced, and they all carry all the data within the thing. It's like this expansive thing.
So these ancient beings.
Imagine. He made all the primordials. He
Right.
made all the things.
Right.
He knows exactly
The
all
higher
the
dimensional beings that came here.
all the various
and
ones,
gave,
the various
yes.
levels and layers that we fell through, and the different incarnations of Enki and Enlil, and all the different things, and how these people go on. Made all that, all of it. And guess what?
What?
Dude's like, this is the end of time. Y'all keep on disrespecting my name. Everyone's been saying Hail Satan. Well, Satan actually comes from Satan, S-A-T-A-M, which means administrator. So they've been sitting here being like, Hail Satan, I'm rebelling. You're actually saying Hail the administrator. Satan is Saturn. Saturn put this H on Abraham and Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
So he also, at the bottom of Saturn, there's a cube that's there.
Yep.
And that cube is represented by the Tefillin on the head of the Jews, the cross to the Christians, and the Kaaba to the Muslim. It's all the same dude. And at the very top, he's there. People are just like, yeah, they're, I don't know what they're the dude's the same dude. He's been saying he's a sky god. He went from one to have multiple beliefs to where like, no, look, I'm just a dude. It's just me. All these other things are going on, yes, but it's really me. I really exist. I'm a dude. I have an ego. I exist. And everyone's like, oh, does he exist? Does he not? You have the aliens be like, oh, we're just isbies. We go around galactic federations and everything. They're like, the one true creator does not come down. No one's ever met him. So they say. But no, he came down. He's been here. It's just that this time,
This
it's
time.
a big bada boom.
So
You're
this
gonna
is,
throw a motherfucking party unlike you've ever seen in your life.
so with
At
this,
the cost of your life, but
so when this, say for
Party.
example, if Nibiru does come in and sets off something with the sun, right?
Mhm.
Then it's going to be multiple planets within this solar system because
Okay,
they
multiple
found
things.
glass shards on the moon. So when they sent whomever 60 years ago, Neil Armstrong them, when they went there, they saw the remnants or they saw the evidence of what the sun did or what the sun does. So it's going to affect us as well as the other planets and other places within the solar system and with other time, right? With other dimensions is what I'm saying.
something like that. I mean, it's already affecting the star seeds. People
Right.
are already actually like waking up, popping,
Yeah.
going. Some people go into the wrong dream. They didn't read enough of the ancient teachings.
Yeah.
They thought they did.
Yeah.
They didn't remember the original teaching. They didn't seek hard enough, and they did not humble themselves before the one.
This is true.
They merely suppressed their ego. They didn't clean out the inside of the cup. Me and my ego, we actually get along very well. It's all about learning how to play with your inner shadow. If you don't know how to become your shadow, if you can't face the man inside the mirror, that's why they hid it inside yourself. The hardest person to face is the man in the mirror.
Yeah, the hardest person to face is yourself. I agree. Because if you got baggage to work out,
You're not going to want to do it. But it's what you got to do so you can undo the polarities and bring yourself back to your childlike state so you can go through the whole selection process knowing who you are-ish. I mean, like, you don't really know who you are. You're just the character you've actually built. You're becoming real. Going from being Pinocchio to becoming real. You have to go through a whole event, and that character that's on the inside comes to the outside, and now it has to interact.
so let me
with
ask you this so we can wrap this video up. Do you think at one point in time we chose to come here at this time, at this event?
Some people did.
We chose to come here and be of service or to witness what was happening. And we were given the choice. Something my inner being tells me yes.
Yeah. Everyone wants front row seats.
Front
I was
row
already
seats
in
to
the
the
in-between.
end. Yeah.
I'm from the in-between. I'm not like the Pleiadian or Sumerian or any of that. I come from the spaces.
So not
in
only
between.
will we as human avatars be tested, but also our star brothers and sisters, the Palladians, the
And it said he's judging the 12 constellations. The 12
Draco,
tribes are there.
The Draco reptilians.
Everyone's being judged.
Everyone. So those other races that are underground, they're also going to be held responsible.
Judgment is judgment. The
For
end
all
of time
beings.
for all things.
Okay.
For us to go on and explore and create and start into a new time where we know it's a thing. It's going to be an event and it's going to be a filter.
Okay, well that makes sense. So we're not the only ones that's going to experience this on the surface.
I didn't
the
come
ones
from
underground
the in-between for no reason.
Yeah, the ones underground will also feel it, and I mean feel it. But I think they think because of what's happened thousands of years ago that they'll be able to ride it out underground and in caves like it's happened previously. Only this time, this is the end. So there is no riding out somewhere safe. You are where you are when it happens, and
you're not going to know what's happening. You're just gonna be like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
You might be driving your car, all of a sudden you see all the cars in front of you just turn the fuck off, and the EMP went out and off.
And you literally have what Doug Voigt was saying. You have about 8 minutes to get underground if you're going to survive it from there. But at that point, who knows where you're going to be and what we're going to be doing? We could be sleeping in the middle of the night.
We go outside and start dancing.
I know. I said that too. I said that I would walk right out and just boom, transcend. That would be it right there. I'm not going to sit around and wait.
You might be standing there, everybody else might be burned. You might just be sitting there chilling out and shit. Have like a whole like protection thing around you, man. People don't know. This dude's awesome.
Yes, the creator of all is awesome. And soon enough we will meet we will meet it in the flesh. Or in person, I should say.
You meet it and you meet him in some way. He's a tricky guy. He doesn't like being bothered. He's known as the impersonal God for a reason.
Impersonal God,
Y'all done fucked up so bad you got his attention. That's what they call the admin. The admin woke up. The admin went back to the one and reported in.
So what I will do is I will layer in this information with Nibiru and see if I can make some sense of it, because from what I see in the ancient text, both things happen.
You know what I would think would happen?
What?
We're going to start seeing more things posturing. China to release 60 scientists, or 60 scientists quit because of nuclear things. They're doubling their nuclear arsenal. They're moving things to that archipelago, it seems like. So it's like all the nations are posturing. These motherfuckers are going to go to war, launch some fucking nukes. Next thing you know, a planet's going to come hurling by. Motherfucking sun's going to whirl glass at the planet. Those waves are going to go every fucking where.
All that's going to happen at one time?
Like it's the end of the world.
So nuclear war, planet comes by, the sun sets off the solar flares, and we're all like toast. Wow, I can see that happening.
Oh,
yeah.
See?
That's a final finale.
That's what happens.
It's a grand
Everyone
show.
gets caught up inside the dream.
Yeah,
they're living all these dreams
because
of
we're
locked
nations.
in.
We're locked in house right now, 8 months in, right from the COVID. And now we've got when I say that, I'm just saying we were locked down, okay, the worldwide. Now we've got the presidential elections coming up, right? You're going to see a lot of bickering and fighting amongst the Democrats and Republicans.
It's already happened.
Yeah. And it's just like...
Doesn't matter, your coat has to be purple, not red or blue.
Right.
You got to put the two together.
Right, and you have that happening, and then you have the sign coming in March, the week before his birthday, the final sign for the constellation of Virgo, right?
And that's things starting to happen.
And that's more things starting to happen, so everything's moving. There's signs everywhere.
Building. This is rolling.
Yeah, it is. So
and like I'm sitting here looking at people, now that I'm out the dream, and I'm like, or now that I'm back in the dream. I'm awake while I'm asleep, y'all. Oh. But, yeah, now that I penetrated through that barrier and made it through that assemblage point and came back, I'm sitting here from a rational, logical mind, looking at everyone slowly slipping.
And you saw the
insanity.
creator of all, and it is not what we think it is, right?
No. I understand what it is, though, but it's not what you think it is. You ever want to ever think about, like, it looks like you.
It looks like us, but it doesn't. Okay.
There's the pyromander's light. The one that's in the image of the Son of Man.
Okay.
It's written inside about Daniel 3 describes one of his children. The Son of Man. How the dude shows up. Daniel and them get thrown into the fire. And there's a fourth figure that shows up there that's made out of pure fire. And they're not getting burned by anything. Shiva. Fireman.
Wow. Okay. Well, anyway, we're going to wrap this up, you guys. I'm going to post these videos. You guys check it out and let us know if you have any questions, and I will try to get through this as quick as possible so we can wrap this up with Nibiru and the pole excursion. And for you guys that are in the group, ladies included, guys and girls in our group, you will be much wiser, knowing this information. But we need to focus on reconnecting with the Creator spiritually. Anyway, you guys have a great night. Love y'all. Stay safe.
Later.
Bye.